Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. It's a windy day here in the UK, but I hope where you are, it is a wonderful, wonderful day for you. Here we go. Welcome to a very stormy, very blowy, quite unsettled UK. It's been a very dramatic morning, to say the least. Everything has been going on right here. Welcome to another English Addict, live from the birthplace of the English language, which just happens to be England. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? I really hope so. I hope you are feeling happy because, of course, we are in the weekend. The weekend is here, so I hope you have had a good weekend. I've had a very busy weekend. I was out and about yesterday doing something with Mr. Steve. We went to a very unusual place yesterday, somewhere we haven't been for a very long time. I'm going to show you right now where we went yesterday. Would you like to have a look? There it is. So there is where we were yesterday. So this is a short video clip that I filmed in a place called Royal Leamington Spa, which is in the county of Warwickshire. A beautiful place, lots of lovely buildings, a lot of old buildings there, and that is where we were yesterday. Mr. Steve was visiting one of his friends who is helping him with his singing career. And then after that, we went to see my mother, who is now staying somewhere else. So my mother is now out of hospital. However, she is still being cared for before, hopefully, she will return back home. So that is what we were doing yesterday. So there it is, Royal Leamington Spa. And the reason why it is called Royal Leamington Spa is because it was given the title of Royal by Queen Victoria. So over the years, many monarchs would actually give the royal approval, that is what they called it. They would actually give the royal approval to a town. So Royal Leamington Spa has that name, has the royal at the beginning, because Queen Victoria loved the place so much. She thought, I am very amused by that place, so I am going to call it Royal Leamington Spa. One of the many beautiful places that you can visit here, not only in England but also the UK. So I hope you're having a good one. Well, guess what? We are halfway through the weekend. I hope you have had a good one wherever you are watching in the world, because it's Sunday. It is Sunday, it is a fun day, it is time to improve your English, and I hope you are in the mood to do just that. We are all here together again. We are talking about quite a few things today. One thing I'm going to talk about today, just for fun, because I know that over the past few days there have been lots of awful news stories, some terrible things happening in the world. Even yesterday, something rather awful happened in Thailand. Lots of bad news, but of course there are nice things as well. We can have a little bit of fun with the English language today because we are talking about fruit idioms. So idioms connected to fruit. Now, I know what you're thinking. You are thinking, Mr. Duncan, why are you doing that, you weird man? Well, the reason is because we are talking about food and certain types of food that maybe you dislike. So maybe there is a type of food that you don't like eating, something that you would rather not eat. So today I am going to do something that I've never done in my life. Honestly, I'm not joking. So today you are going to see me do something that I've never done ever in my whole life. Something I'm going to eat. Something that I've always hated. I've tried little pieces of this particular thing. However, today I am going to try and eat a whole. Which one is it though? Which fruit am I talking about? So today I'm going to eat something that I hate eating. I'm going to try and eat it. I have sampled it in my life, but I've never actually eaten a whole piece of this particular fruit. And that's why we are talking about fruit idioms today. You see? It's like everything fits together. It's like poetry. Everything joins together perfectly. I hope you are feeling good today. I'm not too bad, even though, well, what can I say about the weather here in the UK? We have been battered by a terrible storm. And in fact, if we look out the window at the moment, you can see that the storm has now died down. However, an hour ago, the storm was dreadful. Would you like to have a look? So here are some pictures that I recorded earlier. Have a look at this. So this is actually in my garden about an hour ago. So 1 hour ago, my garden was being battered and beaten by Storm Ciara. So today we have Storm Ciara sweeping across the UK, and about 1 hour ago Storm Ciara went over my house, and there you can see some video footage that I filmed about an hour ago. This happened. So this is actually the peak of the storm as it goes over my house. Would you like to see another video shot? Okay, so here is some more video footage. So this is Storm Ciara, which over the past few days we have been warned about. We've been told that this particular storm was on the way, and there it is, happening right outside my window just 1 hour ago. And if you want to have a look at something slightly more dramatic, look at this. So this is a view from one of my cameras in my studio. So normally the view from my window, my studio window, looks lovely, but this was the view from my window around about 60 minutes ago, when the centre of Storm Ciara hit my house. So look at that. Fortunately today I don't have my windows open. All of my windows are closed. Everything is locked and sealed because the weather is so bad. It is pretty awful, in fact. I think it's safe to say that the weather is quite bad. Let's have a look at the view now. What is the weather doing outside at the moment? Well, this is what it looks like now outside. So this is now a live view outside the window. You can see that things are much better now. So this is now, right now, looking outside. And if we have another look, another direction, oh yes, that looks much better. Even though the wind is still blowing very strongly and it's quite blustery outside. So we had Storm Ciara hit the UK. In fact, it was blowing all night, but the centre of the storm actually went over my house about 1 hour ago. But now everything is much better and I'm feeling much better, much more relaxed. I was feeling slightly worried because I thought maybe we would have a power cut. So I was a little worried that the electricity might go off. So quite often around the area in which I live, because I live in the countryside, quite often we will have power cuts or the electricity will suddenly go off, especially when it's windy. Fortunately, that hasn't happened yet. Oh, live chat is very busy today already. Nice to see so many people already on the live chat. Hello to everyone. Hello to the live chat. Hello also to Eleanor. Hey, guess what, Eleanor? You are first on today's live stream. So congratulations to Eleanor. Congratulations and jubilations. You are first on today's live chat. Congratulations, Eleanor. Also, Berlin for you. Martha, also Martha in Poland. Can I just do this? Because this is something I felt very guilty about the other day. Can I once again say hello to Martha in Poland and also your mother as well? I really did feel very guilty because last week I didn't see your message. So perhaps today you are sitting with your mother watching my live stream. And just in case you are, hello to Martha and your mother. Whew. I wonder if that guilty feeling will ever go away. Do you ever find yourself with the feeling of guilt? Maybe you forgot something. Maybe you forgot your husband's birthday or your wife's birthday. And now you feel a little bit guilty about it. So quite often we will have the feeling of guilt. Sometimes we can feel guilty. We can feel a little upset. Maybe something we've forgotten to do or say. So once again, sorry Martha, I didn't see your message last week. So I hope that I've made up for it now. I hope I am forgiven. Good. Hello also to RHS Cecilia. Hello Cecilia. Nice to see you as well on the live chat. Hiroko. Nice to see you as well. Olga. Hello Olga. I haven't seen you for a long time. Nice to see you back, Olga. Olga. I love that name, by the way. I always think that Olga is an abbreviation of a longer name, but I don't think it is. So Olga, hello to you as well. Hello to Maria. Oh, Maria, I'm saying hello to Maria. Thank you for joining me as well. Yes, I went to see my mother yesterday. She is being looked after at the moment, and she is in a certain place for observation. So hopefully, within a few days, my mum might be going back home, but we don't know yet. Thank you very much once again for all of your lovely wishes for my mother. If you want to catch me here on YouTube, you can. Sunday, Wednesday, Friday, 2 p.m. UK time, right here on YouTube. You can have me live 3 times a week. I might be the busiest English teacher on YouTube. I might be. Hello, Artur. Hello, Artur. I hope I pronounced your name right. Where are you watching at the moment? Maria, once again. Also, Massimo. Hello, Massimo. I haven't seen you for a long time either. Nice to see you back with us. Beatriz. Hello from Argentina. Hi, Argentina. How am I? I'm okay, but I was a bit worried because the weather is quite bad today. We've had some really awful weather. I can't begin to tell you how bad the weather was about an hour ago. It was terrible. Look. So there was the view from my window about 65 minutes ago. Really bad weather. A terrible day as Storm Kira battered and bashed the UK. Really bad day today. Oh, dear me. Have you seen my new website? Oh, yes, I have a new website with all of my English lessons. They are all there, and you can watch them as many times as you want. EnglishAddict.uk. So that is my new website with all of my lessons. Lots of other things are on my website, and I will be adding some new things next week as well. So there will be some new features added to my website next week. So I actually launched the website last Sunday. So here we are, week 1. We are into week 1 of my new website, the life of my new website. If you have checked it out, what do you think of it? Are there some things that you think you want to see on my website? You can let me know, no problem. Hello also to Pedro. Oh, yes. Pedro is here. Pedro Belmont. He's arrived. He's here. Everybody, give a cheer. That's enough. That's enough. No more of that. I don't want to encourage Pedro too much because he always has somewhere to go on Sunday. I don't know where Pedro goes, but sometimes Pedro will suddenly disappear during my live stream, and I don't know where he goes. I think he has a secret. Maria, once again. That's 3 times I've said hello to Maria. Luis Mendez. Hello, Luis. Nice to see you here on Sunday as well. Great to see you all here. And also Irene, JC Geordie. Is there a particular type of food that you hate? There is one thing that I hate eating, and it's something I've never eaten in my life. I've tried it. I've tried a little piece of this particular thing, but I've never eaten it completely. Today, I am going to try to eat this particular thing. So it is a type of food that I hate. I can't stand the taste or the smell of this particular thing. So today, live on the live stream, I am going to try and eat this particular thing. Also coming soon, yes, he will be with us. Yes, definitely. Mr. Steve will be here in around about 5 minutes if I can get him into the studio. I wonder what I will be using this week to lure Mr. Steve into the studio. Well, we are talking about fruit today. So today I will be tempting Mr. Steve into the studio with some nice segments of orange. Yes, so a little bit later on, in around about 5 minutes, I will try to lure Mr. Steve into the studio. This is the bait that I will be using. But the big question is, will Mr. Steve take the bait? Will Steve be tempted by my little treat? Find out in a few minutes. So, is there a type of food that you hate? Is there a type of food that you cannot stand? Something you don't like to eat? Palmyra, I love the windy weather. I don't like windy weather. I don't like rain. I don't like those types of weather, to be honest. No, definitely not. Hello, German. How is the weather? How does it look like in your country? Well, at the moment, it looks like this. So this is the weather right now, live from my studio window. It's quite windy, and we've had a lot of rain, and it really was bad about an hour ago. It was unbelievable. I thought the roof was going to blow off the house. That's how bad the weather was earlier. Incredible. Mr. Steve will be with us soon. Hello also to Big New or Zbigniew. I hope I pronounce your name right. Where are you watching? I'm always interested to find out where people are in the world, because I'm in England. For those who are wondering, I am actually situated in England. Did you have any damage to your house? No. However, in certain parts of England, there have been some terrible storms this morning, and already certain parts of England are underwater. There has been terrible flooding in certain parts of the country. In fact, here is a photograph. Would you like to see a photograph? So this is a photograph that was taken this morning and posted on Twitter. And this is in a place called Hedenbridge, which is in Yorkshire. And this morning they've had so much rain, already the place is flooded. Already it is underwater. And the reason why this particular place is now flooded is because it's in a valley. So it's actually situated at the bottom of a valley. So all the water from the hills and the mountains, it all runs down and it ends up in this place. So already today, this particular community is underwater, a place called Hedenbridge, a place that has experienced a lot of flooding over the years, unfortunately, which is a shame. It is a shame. We have Chris Mirols also on the live chat. Yes, the weather is quite bad today. So is there a type of food that you don't like? It can be any food. There are some things that I don't like eating, such as kidneys. I'm not a big fan of kidneys, so I don't like to eat kidneys. I don't like certain types of mushroom. I don't like eating mushrooms. Mushrooms, ugh, they are disgusting. I don't like eating mushrooms at all. And Kubra says, I do not like eating zucchini. Oh, okay then. Yes, I quite like zucchini. I like zucchini very much. That is eggplant, isn't it? Zucchini. Eric says, I didn't know liver is good for anemia. Can I just say that I do like eating liver? Liver is quite nice. In fact, Mr. Steve and myself, we both had liver a couple of weeks ago. So yes, I like a little bit of liver in gravy with some vegetables on the side. So I don't mind. I quite like the taste of liver. However, I don't like the taste of kidneys. Is there a type of food that you dislike? Is there a type of food that you hate? Please let me know. Jamelia says, is it mince pie, Mr. Duncan, that you are going to taste? Because I know that you hate mince pie. Thank you, Jamelia. It is a type of fruit that I will be eating today. However, it is also a type of fruit that I hate eating. So it is actually a type of fruit that I dislike. However, today I am going to try and eat it live here on English Addict. If you are interested in getting in touch, you can, of course, follow me on Facebook. You can also contact me through email. And if you want to make a donation, you can also help me to continue my work right here on YouTube for free. So now there is no excuse for not knowing the details. How to contact me. So now we all know. Hello also to Dan and Alfie. Hello to you. Nice to see you here today. I hope you are feeling good. Also we have Nestor, who says, I don't like cauliflower. I love cauliflower. Now, cauliflower is a very strange vegetable because, first of all, it has a strange appearance. It is white and also quite hard. So a lot of people don't like cauliflower. I love cauliflower. However, you don't see it very often. You don't often see it served in cafes or restaurants. So I always think that cauliflower is a neglected vegetable. I really do. So I quite like cauliflower. Isn't it strange how some people like one particular thing and then other people dislike the same thing? Isn't it strange? Hello to Palmyra. I hate wasting food because it takes a lot of effort to grow the plants. And also so many people do not have enough food. So I never buy products I dislike. I agree with you there. I don't like to waste food. I hate going to a restaurant. I'm sure this has happened to you. Have you ever been in a restaurant and you are sitting at the table and you eat your meal and you finish everything and then you look at someone else and they've left most of their food on the plate? And you know that that food is going to be taken away. It's going to be taken away and thrown into the rubbish. It will be disposed of. So I always feel a little sad when I see food being wasted. Helena says, I can eat all sorts of food, but some food tastes better. It is true. I might be a little bit fussy. Do you think so? Maybe I am a fussy eater. Maybe I am too fussy about the food that I eat. Hailey Kwang says, I hate durian. Well, durians have a very terrible smell. However, inside, if you open a durian, the flesh, the inside, is actually quite tasty. So actually, I like durians. I used to eat a lot of durians when I was in Malaysia. Hello to Sukat. I hate it when people leave food. I also feel sad. Yes, it's a terrible sight. I do not like to see food being wasted. It makes me feel very sad. I don't like to leave food on my plate, says Olga. I agree with you. There is nothing sadder, there is nothing more pitiful than seeing food on a plate that you know is going to be thrown away. It's terrible. I don't like it at all, no. Mr. Duncan, do you like oysters? I don't. I'm not a big fan of shellfish. I don't like oysters. I don't like whelks. I don't like mussels. Not these mussels. Not these mussels, but the mussels that come in the shells. And also I don't like prawns. I don't like anything like that, to be honest. Prawns. Ugh, they are disgusting. Don't like prawns at all. Dan and Alfie says YouTube is the best. I love YouTube. I've been doing this for nearly 14 years on YouTube. So you don't need me to tell you that I love YouTube very much. I am a very big fan of YouTube. Hello, Jamelia. In the summer, we like to eat little snails. No, I'm not a fan of eating snails either. Also, Pedro Belmont is a message. Oh, this is a message from Sukat for Pedro. I don't eat red meat and I don't eat any animal flesh. I like to eat meat sometimes. I'm not a big meat eater. However, sometimes I do like to eat some meat. I know it's become very fashionable, very popular to become a vegetarian now. So a lot of my friends, some of Mr. Steve's family as well, are vegetarians. So some people do not like to eat any meat whatsoever. Mr. Duncan, what did you say? Prawns. Prawns. Prawns are like little mollusks. They probably aren't mollusks, but they look like mollusks. They have a tough shell on the outside. So you have prawns. Have you ever eaten prawns? Ugh, they're disgusting. I do not like prawns at all. Tomek says, I don't like seafood, I don't like mushrooms, and also I don't like pineapple. Oh yes, I don't like pineapple either. Why? Why do they put pineapple on pizza? Why? Why do they put pineapple on pizza? I think it is the worst thing in the world. You have all of that lovely cheese, all of that beautiful bread that has been cooked and baked to perfection, and then you put lots of pineapple on top. So no, I don't like pineapple on pizza. I think it ruins the whole thing, to be honest. So I am not a big fan of pineapple. There is one particular fruit that I hate, and later on I will be eating it live. I am going to see if I can actually eat this particular piece of fruit. Mr. Steve is about to come into the studio. I can hear him. I can hear his little feet. Have you ever heard a mouse in your attic? Have you ever been in your house and you can hear a little mouse in your attic? Well, today I can hear Mr. Steve's feet in the distance, scurrying around. He is sniffing for food. And guess what? I happen to have some food right here. So here we go. We are now going to try and get Mr. Steve to come into the studio. Today I have two lovely segments of orange. Can you see them? So we have some orange segments today. We are going to try and tempt Mr. Steve into the studio. So everyone be quiet, because he is very shy. Mr. Steve is very timid. So I will leave the food here and we will see if we can tempt Mr. Steve into the studio. Shh. Oh, gotcha again.
Oh, Mr. Duncan.
This is too easy.
Orange segments. Hello, everybody.
Okay, Steve, you don't have to shout.
Every week I say I haven't got time to come on today, and Mr. Duncan tempts me with some usually sugary snack.
Yes.
But this time a healthy snack, a segment of orange.
Yeah, we're talking about fruit today, and we're not describing us.
Not fruit cases.
No, and not a couple of fruits. But
hello.
We're talking about fruit idioms today, Steve. Now, today we're doing something unusual because I'm going to eat something that I hate. I'm going to see if it is possible for me to eat one particular type of fruit that for all of my life I've hated so much. And that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about, is there a certain type of food that you hate? What about you, Steve? Is there a certain type of food that you dislike?
Oh, you've put me on the spot. You've put me on the spot. Created a little bit of pressure because you want me to come up with an answer.
Yes.
Food that I hate. I don't like raw fish.
No, sushi.
No, I can't take to that.
So yesterday we were in Leamington Spa, and we were looking for a place to eat, and we went past this sushi restaurant, and we both agreed that we wouldn't have raw fish. So I'm not a big fan of raw fish, and you don't like raw fish. So yesterday we decided not to have sushi. So yes, I might agree with that one. I think I agree with Steve. I'm not a big fan of sushi. I like fish, but I'm not sure if I want to eat it raw.
I don't like. There's a Caribbean dish which involves. It's called saltfish. I think it's Akin or Achaean saltfish.
Yeah.
And I don't like that either or
No.
either.
I don't like the sound of that.
If I said either, my mother would pull me up and say it's either.
Okay then.
I brought you up to say either.
Anyway, we're not talking about that. We're talking about food.
You can say either or either.
Yep.
Food, yes. So yes, we eat a lot of fish, but of all the foods that we don't like, that's 2 types of fish that we've listed.
Yes.
It's an acquired taste for Westerners, sushi, but it's very popular.
Oh, it's very well. If
Very
you go to London, there are sushi restaurants everywhere. So yes,
And wherever I travel about during the day, I want to pick up a sandwich from somewhere, lunchtime. In the sandwich cabinet in all the supermarkets, there's always some sushi in there, little
Yes.
packs.
yes.
I avoid it.
I've never really been a fan. I've tried sushi in the past, but I'm not a big fan of it.
Supposed to be very healthy.
Yes. So the food that I don't like, well, there's lots of food I dislike. I don't like shellfish, as I mentioned earlier.
No.
Prawns, snails, clams, oysters. I don't like any of those things. Ugh.
Yes, we categorise those as seafood. If you say seafood, you don't normally mean fish like salmon or cod. You normally mean prawns, as you
Yes.
say, mussels. And I don't like the reason I don't like them is, one, I don't like the texture, and two, if anybody's ever ill in a restaurant, if you go out for a meal with friends,
Yeah.
and somebody is ill the next day, you can virtually guarantee they've always had the shellfish.
It's always the fish.
The shellfish or the prawns.
Yes.
There's another one that people tend to get sick on because they can go off very quickly.
So there are lots of types of food that aren't very nice.
As Palmyra, it's a trendy food, is sushi, but of course in Japan it's everyday food, I would imagine.
Yes, sushi is popular in certain parts of the world, including Japan, of course. Hello to everyone watching in Japan. I hope you don't dislike me because I'm not a fan of sushi. However, I do like lots of other things that are Japanese.
Thank you, Christina, who's admiring my blue eyes.
Are you sure they're blue?
Oh, it's nice to get a compliment.
It is. That's Storm, Steve.
Storm, what's it called?
Storm Kira.
Kira.
And do you want to see it? This is what was happening earlier outside my window. Look at this. So this was over an hour ago. This was at around about, I think it must have been around about 1 o'clock today. And this was the view from my studio window. Look at that.
100-mile-an-hour winds apparently we've had.
Yeah.
Which I know isn't a lot compared to somewhere like the Caribbean or Indonesia.
Yeah.
But for us, it's a lot.
That's it. Well, it's strong enough to blow your hat off.
Definitely. My mother said she went out today, went to church, and was nearly blown over by the wind. It was so strong.
I think maybe your mum has upset God. And maybe it's your mum's fault. So there it is in the garden.
I'll mention that to her later.
Look at that, Steve. In the garden, that.
I know.
That was earlier, not now. Thank goodness.
Look at that tree on the right-hand side. It makes it feel like we're in a foreign country.
Yes. But that is the wind. The rain was going horizontally earlier today.
Pedro says, I have a beautiful profile.
Yeah, you don't have to shout, Steve.
I'm getting admirers today.
Yes. You are easily pleased, Steve.
Yes, there we go. When my daughter says, Noemi was pregnant, the doctor forbade, I think is the word you want to say there, rather than forgave. Forbade her
Yes.
not to eat sushi.
Mm.
Because it's raw, any raw food, you've got the risk of contamination from bacteria, food poisoning. So it's the same when they say to us if we go abroad, don't eat. When they tell us, even to Spain, which is you'd think would be unusual, but they say to us, don't eat raw vegetables or fruit.
It's strange,
even.
isn't it?
They've
Yes.
always told us that because different countries have different bacteria and you can get sick. But yes, anything raw, and some people eat raw meat. There's always a risk of contamination unless it's been properly prepared. There we go.
It reminds me also, I remember in the 1970s, people used to say, if you go abroad, don't drink the water and also don't use the toilets. And I never understood that. I never understood why they wouldn't let you use foreign toilets when you went abroad. I always thought that was very strange.
Well, so what do you do, Mr. Duncan? Do you hold it in for the whole entire time you're on holiday?
I think you have your poops in your suitcase and take them home with you.
Is it cold? Says Jamila. No, it's not. It's actually not cold.
It's 15 degrees.
Yes, it's an unseasonally warm wind that
Yes.
we're having.
The whole weather, it's crazy. It's supposed to be winter. We should be under snow now, but we're not.
Sukat said she was in the Falkland Islands.
Oh, okay.
And it's 95, yes, very strong winds. Of course, they're islands, aren't they? Exposed in the sea.
Don't
so they're going to get...
don't mention the Falkland Islands.
Oh, right. Yes, all sorts of interesting comments, Mr.
Okay,
Duncan.
then. Well, make them interesting for us.
Ah, there we go. Jimmy says organ meats from pigs and cows.
Ooh. They are all awful.
Yes. Oh, that's very funny, Mr. Duncan. So you're talking about liver, kidneys,
So all of the internal organs.
the internal organs.
We call them offal.
Awful. And Mr. Duncan was joking, saying that they're awful.
So they are awful.
Awful.
Yes. So the offal is awful.
And somebody said that not all Japanese people like sushi, which
No.
is something that you wouldn't think about.
No. Well, I would. I know that all Japanese people won't eat sushi. I'm pretty sure of that.
Chris says that it doesn't like shrimp paste. Yes, well, that's a bit strong. The smell is a bit strong.
Shrimps, prawns.
Oh, Chris doesn't like eggplant.
Oh, yeah, I'm surprised because I see this is very strange. It's very interesting to find out what people like and dislike when it comes to food because some people dislike things that I like. So actually, I like eggplant. I think it's lovely. It's gorgeous.
You do like it.
Yeah, so it's very so it's interesting. I'm always fascinated to find out what people like and dislike because some of my likes might be someone else's dislike.
I'm also elegant, according to Eric. It's my day today.
I think they might be trolling you, Steve.
Oh, Mr. Duncan, I needed this boost today. Keep them coming. The
Yeah.
compliments.
I think Steve needs some encouragement today, so please keep the compliments coming to Mr. Steve.
Well, we had a difficult day yesterday, didn't we, Mr.
It was a
Duncan?
big day
Difficult
yesterday. It was a big day. It was. We did a lot of things. We went to Leamington Spa, and then we had something to eat, and then we went to see my mum, who is currently undergoing observation before she can go back home. So we had a very long... We didn't get home until very late last night, did we?
And Mr. Duncan was very upset.
Oh, okay, then that's it.
We're not going into it.
No,
but-
that's it. Please, shall we just draw the line?
Palmyra says, do we like herring? Yes, I do. My mother always used to cook herring it's an oily fish, isn't it? So it's very healthy because of the oil in it, a bit like salmon.
Is that the omega-3?
Probably. But they're also full of bones, herring. Don't you find that?
Yes.
Palmyra are used to be very difficult to get all the bones out of herring.
A lot of
before you
people
ate them.
choke to death on herring because of all the little bones. Also, there's a great expression in English, red herring. So a red herring is something that might mislead you to think something else, or maybe to throw a person off suspicion. So if I suspect Mr. Steve of doing something bad, he might say something to distract me. It might be a red herring. It might be something that's not true or real. Maybe as a way of distracting a person, something that will lead a person down the wrong road.
Yes, a clue. If you were doing one of these murder mystery weekends.
Yes, that nobody does. I've never met anyone that does murder mystery weekends. Anyway, that's a big subject. We are talking about fruit idioms, and in a moment I am going to eat. Shall we reveal the fruit that I'm going to eat?
You see, it's unusual because Mr. Duncan doesn't really like fruit, any fruit.
Well, I like fruit. Well, that's wrong because I eat oranges.
I know, but you've only recently started eating them.
No, only the last 10 years. So
Mr. Duncan is fruit averse.
Okay, stop picking on me.
I'm not picking on you, I'm just stating a fact.
Here we go. This is the fruit.
You won't believe this.
This is the fruit that I hate, and I've never eaten this fruit in my life. I've had little pieces of the fruit because I know what people are going to say. You are going to say, "Oh, Mr. Duncan, if you've never tried it, how do you know that you don't like it?" Well, I know I don't like it because I've had some of it. I've had a little piece in the past. So here
You won't believe this. The fruit that Mr. Duncan has never eaten.
Well, I've eaten it, but never a whole one.
Never a whole one.
So
Can you guess?
So I'm going to try and eat this. I have a feeling this one might be rotten. I think this might be a rotten one. So this might not be a good choice.
It's ripe.
So it is something that is bent. Oh, what could it be? Something that's bent. Do you know of something that might be bent?
It's got a curve in it,
Yes.
Mr. Duncan.
So
curve.
it's not straight, it's bent.
A bent fruit
A bent fruit.
with a skin.
Didn't somebody shout that at you the other day? Here it is. It's a banana. I hate bananas. Even as I stand here now, I can smell. Oh, I actually want to throw up just smelling this. So if you are afraid of people throwing up on camera, you might want to watch something else. However, if you like seeing Mr. Duncan throw up, stick around. So here it is. This is the fruit that I hate. I've never eaten one of these in my life, ever. I've tried bananas, and I don't like them. So here we go. Shall we, first of all...
Prepare yourselves. No. That's an interesting question, Mr. Duncan.
Oh, okay.
How do you peel a banana skin?
I didn't ask a question.
How do you peel a banana skin? This is a debate.
Sorry, what are you doing?
I'm not going to do it. Do you peel it from here?
Oh, okay.
Or do you peel it from here?
Can you peel it from in the middle? Can you just...
No.
Maybe you can just break it in half and suck the contents
Well,
out.
we humans tend to peel our bananas from the stalk.
We humans?
Yes, us, human beings.
Okay.
But apparently in the wild, monkeys peel it from there,
Oh,
from that part.
yeah.
And apparently it's easier because often when you peel it from here, it doesn't break properly, does it? It's annoying.
I don't know.
This one is because it's very ripe.
I don't know.
This is very ripe, as you can see. It is almost rotting.
Yes.
But some people like very ripe bananas,
Yes.
and other people like them green.
This is very ripe.
That's very ripe.
Oh. Ooh.
I don't think I would eat that.
I do. Oh, really?
Well, I had one this morning.
Okay, well, make your mind up. You said you wouldn't eat this, but you've eaten one already. So I'm having a little bit of a learning curve today, Steve.
Yes.
Learning curve.
Oh, yes.
So a learning curve is when you are learning something, and we often think of a learning curve as being something that does that, almost like the shape of a banana. So you start off at the beginning, and then maybe you gain experience, or you find out what something is like, you find out how to do something. So we often talk about a learning curve, the way in which you learn anything, for example.
Yeah, so when you start off, the curve starts off shallow and then goes like that. So you put a lot of effort in at the beginning and you don't seem to learn very much. And then as you put more and more effort in, you suddenly learn more and more because your brain cells start adapting.
Yes.
And then, but then eventually it levels out again. And the more effort you put in, you get less returns. But in the beginning, you have to put a lot of return in to get a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of effort to get a lot of returns. But then you want to be on that bit where it's going up, the curve's going up.
So my learning curve today is literally something that is curved. I always like the fact that bananas look like smiles. It's a very big yellow smile.
It's not all they look like, Mr. Duncan.
Maybe if you have bad teeth, your smile might look like a banana. I remember seeing something on YouTube. Some people were saying that bananas are actually proof of God. Have you seen that video? There is a video on YouTube where a couple of people talk about bananas, and they say that bananas are a proof that there is a God. So
I would have thought we were proof rather than the banana.
So I'm going to prove now that I don't like bananas. So,
Mr. Duncan is stating he has never eaten a banana in his life.
No, a whole banana.
A whole banana.
I've tried banana, but I've never eaten an actual banana. And for some reason, I think this one is a little bit mouldy and rotten.
Well, it looks like that on the outside, but it's perfectly ripe in the inside.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Okay.
Sucat points out bananas are high in potassium.
It's true?
It is. In fact, they've got so much in them. We're recommended here in the UK not to eat more than one banana a day, because if you have too much potassium, it can make your heart beat irregularly. And I've got some friends that eat like 3 or 4 a day.
Okay.
You can get heart palpitations, so 1 a day is all they recommend.
Yes. Well, I believe if you eat more than one, you might actually suffer serious physical damage.
Well, you're going a bit farther, but you may increase the potassium in your bloodstream too much, and it takes a while for the potassium for the body to get rid of the excess. So if you keep having 1, 2, 3, and over a period of days, you might get an elevated potassium level, causing you to have heart palpitations.
Anyway, I'm sure a lot of people are waiting for me to eat this banana.
I don't think so.
I think this might be... So make sure at the end of the year, I think YouTube will be featuring this moment on their YouTube Rewind. That's what I think. So here it is. This is a banana. So which end do I peel?
Well, either.
Am I a human being or a monkey?
Well, you see, monkeys are clever. They know that that's the best place to peel them from.
Well, I am going to go with the monkey.
Go with the monkey.
I will. If in doubt, and this is my new way of thinking now. If in doubt, go with the monkey. So, do I just break it?
Yes.
Okay. I don't like the feeling of it. It's all squishy and squashy.
Do it from the other end then, Mr. Duncan. Do it from the other end.
I think this is rotten. I'm pretty sure this banana is rotten. This end, yes. I'm going to do it from the human end. That was easy.
It's easy when they're ripe.
Peeling a banana. Oh, isn't that nice? Look at that. It's so easy. I've never peeled a banana in my life. I'm doing very well.
Surprised.
So this is my learning curve today as I work out how I should peel a banana. I'm doing very well. I'm doing very well here. I think so. So look at that.
Aren't you a good boy, Mr. Duncan?
I can peel a banana.
Careful, that might fall off.
This reminds me of something, by the way.
Yes, Helen. Where is Pedro going? He always disappears at this time every week.
I mentioned this earlier. Pedro keeps disappearing halfway through our live stream, and I don't know why.
I think he's going to meet someone.
I think he has a secret lover.
Well, maybe he's just going to bed. I don't know what time it is.
So I'm peeling the banana. Do, 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 do.
Hurry up, Mr. Duncan. We haven't got all day.
Look at that.
Are you actually going to eat that?
I'm going to put it in my mouth. I'm going to slide it into my mouth, and I'm going to take a big bite out of the end.
Ah, yes. Jimmy says I always cut off the brown spots before eating them. Do you eat the skin as well?
Ugh.
Oh, yes, the brown bits. That one's quite good. It's very ripe.
It's disgusting.
I don't think Mr. Duncan will be able to eat that without being sick.
Okay. Whew, dear, here we go. So I'm going to eat this banana. Whilst I'm eating it, we might need Mr. Steve to help us, you see. We might have some music as well. Shall we play some music whilst I'm eating my banana? So here is some banana eating music. Nice. So I'm going to eat it. Are you ready? I'm going to push this banana into my mouth and take my first ever bite out of a banana ever in my life. It's incredible.
Yes, we
Are
know.
you ready? I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do it. Apparently, when you first put it in your mouth, it feels a bit strange, but after a while, you get used to it.
Just
Oh, I don't like it, Steve.
take a big bite. Go on, just take a big bite.
Okay.
Go on.
Oh. Oh, I think I'm going to be sick.
It's not that bad, is it, Mr. Duncan?
Okay. This would make a great thumbnail, by the way. It's in my mouth. Oh, that's disgusting.
Have you ever known anyone not to like a banana?
Oh, it's black. It's inside. It's black.
It's not. That's fine. That's normal. That's just the seeds. You've got a long way to go. You've got at least another 5 inches to go, Mr. Duncan.
Oh.
Have you swallowed it?
I'm trying not to swallow it. Okay, I've swallowed it. I've swallowed some of it. Oh, it's the first time I've ever swallowed banana.
And what? Keep going.
Oh,
Are you going to have another bite? You haven't swallowed it. It's still in your mouth. You're lying, Mr. Duncan. Your banana is still in your mouth.
okay, I'm gonna swallow it.
He's going to put like a clip on in a minute for you to watch. A video clip. Then he's going to spit it out.
Okay.
Yes, exactly, Sue Cat. Sue Cat is saying, I've never known anyone not to like a banana, nor have I. But then this is Mr. Duncan.
It is me.
He's an unusual human being.
I'm not even sure if I'm a human being.
You should.
Okay, I'm going to. I've got to do this. I know I have to do this because I've promised this. I'm going to eat a little bit more.
Tomek says, wash it down with vodka.
Can I just have the vodka instead?
That would be a remarkable show. No one has ever eaten a banana that doesn't like bananas and then washed it down with vodka. Well, I've got some vodka in there, so we could. It's probably gone off because it's been in there for a year. Are you okay, Mr. Duncan? That looks disgusting.
This is not good.
Netra N says you should eat it lovingly in order to derive the benefits from it. Yes, if you eat food in a harmonious frame of mind and you chew it well, you will derive the maximum benefit from that food in terms of its nutritional value.
Oh, dear.
People often say that. If you eat your food too quickly, you see, you're sending signals to your brain saying, I don't like this food. So your body probably will not digest it properly. You could have an allergic reaction because Mr. Duncan has allergic reactions to things. Do you remember that time we went out and had an avocado salad?
Yes, I don't know why. Avocados give me this horrible allergic reaction.
In your throat, yes. And I thought we were going to have to take you to the hospital. And the same thing you get with tomatoes as well. Raw tomatoes, Mr. Duncan gets an allergic reaction. So it's not surprising he's avoided most fruit and vegetables his entire life.
So I hope that this particular banana does not give me some sort of allergic reaction, or I don't react to it. Oh.
Don't eat it, says Sukat. She's had enough of watching you trying to eat this banana. You got your dose of potassium, says Alina. Not a very pleasant way for you to get your potassium. I wonder why people talk about their dislike of foods.
Mr. Bruno
so
says.
eagerly.
Mr. Bruno says I prefer. Oh God, I'm going to throw up. I prefer to eat tea cake, says Mr. Bruno.
Well,
Me too.
Palmyra says my husband never eats yogurt, and if he tried to eat it, you would get that same gagging reaction. Mr. Duncan is gagging on that banana. You can tell he doesn't like it. If you gag, it means you can't swallow it properly. You don't like it going past your throat.
I'm not used to putting something so large in my mouth.
Okay, let's keep it clean, Mr. Duncan. Let's keep it clean.
Actually, you can have the rest of this. Would you like the rest of this banana?
No, thanks. I've already had one today. I don't wish to overdose on potassium. Sukat says, my father used to force me to eat fish, and every bite made her feel nauseous. Nauseous.
Oh, this is disgusting.
Mr. Duncan is feeling nauseous, so there's a good
it's,
word.
It's now, I don't know how it's doing it, but I have this strange sensation in my head. I feel as if the banana is going into my brain. I don't know why.
Nauseous means that you feel sort of like you're going to be sick. Something uncomfortable.
I'm sorry, I can't eat any more of this.
You'll get used to it, Mr. Duncan.
I tell you what, I will keep this skin, and then later I will put it on the stairs. So when Mr. Steve is coming down the stairs, he will slip on this banana skin.
Yes, Anna says it's disgusting watching you trying to eat the banana. I agree. Where is the vodka? Well, it's in the cupboard. I could go and fetch it. Drink something. Go on, drink some water.
I'm going to
Mr.
drink
Duncan.
some water. I have to drink some water, Steve.
That's what Mog has said. Drink some water. Plunge it in chocolate. Well, now there's a good suggestion.
Yes.
I like banana fritters. So that's bananas that are fried in oil with batter. And they taste absolutely delicious. And they tend to serve those a lot in Chinese restaurants here as a sweet. Banana fritters. So it's fried banana with batter on the outside. Good. They're absolutely delicious. And the other thing is banoffee pie. Banoffee pie.
Is that banana and toffee?
That's banana and toffee. Banoffee. Banana, 2 words. What would you call that, Mr. Duncan?
It
if
is.
you took elements of 2 words and combined them to form another one.
You normally, you can call it a compound word.
Banoffee pie. So that's one of my favourites. So that's a biscuit base, sort of crushed up biscuits, like digestive biscuits.
What's happened to my skin? I'm turning yellow.
Well, I hope you're not getting an allergic reaction.
I feel okay.
Banoffee pie, and normally you have it, so it's a biscuit base with the banana covered in toffee. The banana's normally chopped up, and you put the banana with the toffee on top of the biscuit base. You might put some bit of margarine or butter into the biscuit base to make it firm, and then you would put some chocolate on top and have it with some ice cream.
That sounds all right.
Delish. Well, could you eat the banana like that, Mr. Duncan?
I would have to pick the banana out. So I wouldn't eat the banana. I would just take the banana out and ignore it.
Wilson says, have we ever been to Barcelona?
No.
No, we haven't.
No.
But I've got friends that go every year. I would love to go. It's supposed to be a very fun, happy, lively place to go.
Sounds like a good
And
idea.
it's by a beach, isn't it? It's by
Yeah.
a beach, so even better.
We might have to buy a holiday this year because Mr. Steve is not getting any free holidays this year because apparently he was really rubbish last year.
I wasn't so good.
In fact, Steve's company wants those holidays back. We've got to now give them the holidays back.
Fried bananas, yes. We call them banana fritters. Fritters.
You could also have banana split, which is where you cut the banana and put lots of cream and fruit.
And ice cream.
And ice cream inside.
Christina says that. Banana with ice cream. You call it banana...
Banana-rama.
Banana split, we call it here. Banana split.
A banana split.
You just split the banana and then put ice cream and cream and all sorts of things on it.
Anyway, we are looking at fruit idioms. And, oh, look, it's 3:10 already.
Banana bread. That's nice. Banana bread is nice, says Jamila.
Don't like the sound of that.
I think you'd probably like that.
Well, you never know.
Banana split is very popular in Colombia.
Oh, okay.
Another good reason for me visiting South America.
I can't get the taste of that banana out of my mouth.
I can smell it from here.
Ugh.
Have you ever eaten a delicious Mexican food, says Saturina, called empanadas de platato? Bananas? No.
Isn't it a plantain? Well, a plantain is just a tiny little sort of banana, isn't it?
Yes.
So a plantain, it must be a plantain.
Platano. Empanadas de platano.
Oh, well done. Very good.
I don't know if I've pronounced that. I'm trying to sound,
What?
trying to sound Mexican.
Oh, okay then. If it makes you happy.
Yes.
So we're looking at... Well, Steve just looks at the live chat.
So much live chat going on today.
It is a very busy one. So we are looking at fruit idioms, Steve. Come back to me, Steve.
Yes.
Come back to me.
In the zone, I'm here.
Please stay focused. So fruit idioms. There are lots of fruit idioms around. You wouldn't think there would be, but there are. For example, well, we were talking about bananas. There is one. I'm not going to eat this one. There's no way. Oh, I don't think I'm going to eat a banana ever again after that experience. Oh. Anyway, go bananas, Steve. What does that mean?
Go bananas. If you go bananas, it means you go a bit mad, doesn't it? You
Yes.
go a bit. You do things very quickly, or yes. If I often go bananas, don't I, on the live stream?
Yes, quite often.
You go a bit bananas. You do unusual things, sort of
Yes.
mad things. Maybe people might describe you as being a bit mad.
Yes,
a
you
bit
might.
eccentric.
Well, normally to lose your temper as well. You might go bananas over something.
Oh, yes.
Or maybe you might become suddenly overjoyed by something you can't believe that is happening. You go bananas over it.
Yes.
Maybe you discover my live streams, and then suddenly you can't control your emotions. You go bananas. You become an English addict, basically. You go bananas over my live streams. You can't believe how amazing they are.
Go bananas. Yes. Wilson says that they've got accommodation in Barcelona near the beach.
Oh.
They have a spare room, and bring Mr. Lomax.
I'm not sure if Mr. Lomax...
Thank you for the invitation. If we ever get the chance to go to Barcelona, Wilson, Alonso, Geraldo, that's a very long name.
Wilson.
Then we will look you up. We will send you an email. We will phone you. We will look you up.
Okay.
Yes, welcome. Bring Mr. Lomax.
Okay, fruit idiom, Steve.
Okay.
It's what we're doing.
There's so many messages on the live stream today.
The apple of my eye. Now, Valentine's Day is on the way, just a few days away from Valentine's Day. We will be doing a special Valentine's Day live stream next week, by the way.
Isn't it Thursday? No.
Well, it is, I think it's Friday, isn't it?
Friday.
So on Friday, it will actually be my live stream. So we always do a live stream on Friday. So Sunday, Wednesday and Friday, 2 p.m. UK time. So I will be talking about romance, love, and of course on Sunday, next Sunday, it's Steve's birthday. Next Sunday.
Guess my age.
Does it have 3 numbers?
Bananas with milk, says Nesta.
Are you older than Kirk Douglas?
Bananas with milk. That's what your mother. There isn't a name for that. Is there a name for something when you liquefy bananas and mix them with milk?
You purify them.
Yes, you could say banana puree.
Yes, you puree them. Well, to puree is to mash and make something almost into liquid. But normally you mix 2 or 3 things together. So maybe you put things into what they call a liquidizer. A liquidizer. That's what the motion with my hand is liquidizer, by the way. So, and then you put everything in the liquidizer, and then you press the button, and it goes, and then it mixes everything up. So you end up with a puree, something
Yes.
that's mashed with the flesh and also the juice of the fruit or vegetable.
Yeah, so if you get raspberries or strawberries and liquefy them, you get a puree. And that, of course, the strange thing about bananas is if you keep mashing them with a fork, they almost turn to like a liquid.
Strange.
Yeah, I know, they seem very dry, but when you mash them, they turn into like a paste, a very liquidy paste. And your mother, you would always mix milk with banana as a sweet when you were a child.
I don't like the sound of that.
It's a very popular. At least it used to be in this country. Mix milk with mashed up bananas as something to give easy to eat for a young baby or a child.
Can we please stop talking about bananas? Because I don't like bananas, and I've just eaten a banana, and now I feel like I want to be sick.
Plantain chips, yes, they'd be very nice.
Plantains, they are like little baby bananas.
Yes.
So the apple of my eye.
Apple of my eye.
Yeah, we are still talking about. We might get through these.
Somebody who is adored.
So the apple of my eye is the attention. So that the love attention, the person who is always in your mind, the person who is always in your thoughts. The apple of your eye is that one special person with whom you have a very close and romantic relationship. Ooh.
But it doesn't have to be romantic.
It doesn't have to be, no.
No, because you can say that somebody's got a daughter, and often you say, oh, the father dotes on the daughter,
Okay.
loves the daughter, and she's the apple of her father's eye.
But it's still love, though, isn't it?
It's love, yes.
Yes.
It means you love somebody, but it can be romantic love or it can be platonic love,
familial.
like the love between a father and her daughter.
So we call that
and his daughter.
That's called familial. Have you ever heard of that word?
Of course, Mr. Duncan.
Familial love.
Yes. Yes, that's a very common way to use that. In fact, they used to say that about my sister.
Oh, okay.
They used to say that my sister was the apple of my father's eye.
Oh,
Somebody, loves the daughter, supports them, and always having fun and playing games and things like that.
we are talking about fruit idioms amongst.
You
other-
are the apple of Belarusia's eye.
Oh, that's very kind of you to say so. Thank you, Belarusia.
Who is your apple of eye, sir?
Me, the apple of my eye. Well, it's hard to say really, because sometimes in the morning when I look in the mirror, I fall in love all over again.
What an egoist.
An egoist.
Yes.
Okay. What about narcissist?
And that as well.
I'm not a narcissist.
If you are narcissistic, it means that you love yourself too much.
Yes, it's almost like a disorder. Really, you become too self-obsessed.
You do need to be happy with yourself. You do need to love yourself.
Yes.
But not to the extent where you've got pictures of yourself all around your room.
Or maybe you are always on the internet with a camera in front of you doing live streams.
I used to know somebody and they had pictures of themselves all around their apartment, on the walls.
Really?
Yes.
They weren't naked, were they?
No, they weren't. But that's slightly troubling.
Okay.
I think if you go to somebody's house
But then,
and they've got pictures of themselves everywhere, that means that they think a lot of themselves.
maybe that would actually be a very good topic to talk about one weekend, maybe. Photographs. Do you have any photographs around your house? Not today. We won't do that today because we are talking about fruits and idioms. The fruits of your labour, Steve.
Ah.
So when we talk about the fruits of your labour, it means the rewards or
the results.
The results, the things that you can enjoy because you have been working hard. You have put a lot of effort into something, and now you can enjoy the fruits of your labour. It is like the reward of your hard work.
It's like a tree that's worked hard all year in the sun, forming the fruit over several months. So the fruits of your labour. Yes, you put a lot of effort in. So somebody who puts a lot of effort into learning English and then suddenly, or over a period of time, becomes much more competent at speaking English.
Yes.
And people start to say, oh, don't you speak English well? You can say, that's the fruits of their labour.
Yes.
Is their ability to speak English well.
Yes. So what you put in is what you get out.
Yes.
So the more effort you put into something, the more work you put into doing something, quite often you will find that you will be able to enjoy the fruits of your labour.
How about this? Irene's birthday is on Valentine's Day.
Oh, you are...
Irene Apraxine, so happy birthday for Friday.
Yes.
I won't be there, but you can say happy birthday.
I wonder if you will be getting not only birthday cards, but also Valentine's cards as well. Oh, here's another one. Oh, here's a good one, Steve.
Yes. Okay, Mr. Duncan.
The meaning of, first of all, Amit, the meaning of go bananas means to go crazy, to lose control of your emotions. Maybe in anger, or maybe something you are really excited about. You go bananas.
Saturino says I think they're saying that the derivation of apple of your eye is to do with Adam and Eve. Could well be.
I'm not sure about that. I think it's just to do with actually growing fruits and then picking the fruit and then enjoying them.
Could be.
I like to bite the apple sometimes.
Kyle says, hello, Uncle Duncan and Steve.
It's my nephew. Hello to my nephew. I'm giving a round of applause to my nephew. I don't know why.
Who we saw yesterday.
No, we didn't.
Didn't we?
We did not.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of somebody else.
So hello, Kyle. And
yes.
Hello, Mr. Steve, who has no idea who any of my family members are.
I know the names, but I can't place the names with the faces.
Okay.
I do now, though.
I think you might be sitting in the same room as my mother next week.
Kyle is studying, is that correct?
Kyle is studying, yes.
Yes.
Studying very well.
I can picture you now.
In fact, I might say that Kyle is a bit of a brain box.
Clever. Brain box, somebody who's clever.
Just like his uncle.
I wouldn't argue with that.
No, you better not.
Sue Cat says that she has to go now. She won't be participating, but she will be listening from the kitchen.
Okay.
What are you going to be cooking?
Do I need to shout? Do I have to raise my voice a little bit? Hello, is it Sue Cat? Sue Cat, are you in the kitchen? Hello, Sue Cat.
What are you cooking?
Sue Cat,
Is it banana fritters?
Sue Cat, can you hear me? I'm shouting a little louder now because Sue Cat might not be able to hear me because she's gone into the kitchen.
What are you cooking? Before you go, tell us what you're cooking because it's going to make our mouths water.
Pachu says, what is the meaning of the apple never falls far from the tree?
Good one.
That's quite a good one, actually. I like
That's a
that
good one.
Let's just take this one off because I'm getting confused
We
now.
haven't...
No. Well, you keep changing the subject.
So much going on.
It's his fault. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree means that there is a similarity between the parents and the offspring. So we often mean that they are very similar. The apple doesn't fall very far from the tree. It's often used as an insult, to be honest. So you might sometimes hear this used as an insult, Steve.
Is it similar to like father, like son.
Yes, or a chip off the old block.
Yes.
Or maybe very similar. So to have similar attributes or similar behaviour or similar ways of doing things, we can say we can see there that the apple hasn't fallen very far from the tree, and quite often it's used as an insult.
Yes, to say that, yes, you might be criticising somebody, but you say, well, their children are exactly the same as them.
Yeah.
Because sometimes children can be very different to
Yes.
their parents, but sometimes they can be very similar. And if they're very similar...
The child is not very clever, and we can see there that the apple doesn't fall very far from the tree, and that also means that the parents are also a little bit...
So it's in that case, in that sense, it's a bit of an insult.
Yes, it's an insult.
What about lemons?
Well, lemons, if something is a lemon, it means it's useless.
Yeah.
Something that has no purpose. It serves no purpose. It is a lemon.
Or you've designed something and built something and it turns out it's useless.
It's just a giant lemon.
A car, for example, that doesn't sell very well.
Yes.
You can say it's a bit of a lemon.
Yes.
Nobody wants it.
Steve has some very strong opinions about cars, especially the way they look nowadays. We saw a car yesterday on the road, and it might be the ugliest car that I've ever seen. Now, I'm not a big expert when it comes to cars. Steve is the expert. However, this particular car was maybe the ugliest car I've ever seen. I can't remember what the brand of the car was.
Well, it was an SUV, wasn't it?
Yes.
Sport utility vehicle. But, well, specifically, I think it was a small SUV.
But it was ugly.
And a lot of them are quite ugly.
It had all these strange angles and things sticking out at the side. It was horrible. Anyway, we're not
Yes.
talking about cars because
I'd like to.
I always make the mistake of talking about cars, and then Steve jumps in the car, he starts it up, he puts it into first gear, and then he speeds off down the road, and we can't stop him. We can't stop him unless we send a police car after
I
him.
still haven't got that Ford Mustang, Mr. Duncan, that I'm waiting for. Maybe, my birthday.
Well, you might have to wait a bit longer.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, right, Carmen Miranda.
Oh, Carmen Miranda used to wear fruit on her head. I love you very much. I love you very much.
She doesn't like bananas, says. Is that true?
I'm not sure, but she has lots of fruit on her head. I remember Carmen Miranda.
Have we used the idiom fruit case?
Fruit
if you
case.
call somebody a fruit case,
Well, I thought it was fruit cake.
or a fruit cake, or
Yes.
a fruit case.
A crazy person.
You can say a fruit cake or a fruit case.
person who has lost their mind.
They're a bit mad. They're
Is
a
it?
bit, you can, it's used as an insult. If you say such and such, that they're a bit of a fruit cake, it means they're a bit mad.
Yes, a crazy person is a fruitcake. Is a fruitcake. Here we go, Steve. Can we do this one?
Yes, a bite of the cherry.
Yes, if you have a bite of the cherry, if you get a bite of the cherry, it means you have the opportunity to do something. You get a bite of the cherry.
Cherries being nice.
Yes, and also you can have a nibble at the cherry. You have a bite of the cherry. It means you get the opportunity or the chance to do something.
To be part of something, maybe. A bite of the cherry. So
Yes.
you might be... So you're only getting a little taster, aren't you? You're
That's
not
it.
getting all of it.
Well, no, you do. But that's it. You do actually get the chance to do something.
Yes.
It doesn't mean you get a little chance. It means you get the chance to do it. You get the bite of the cherry. You are able to do it. The opportunity is now yours. It's there. You get
Your chance to get a bite of the cherry.
That's it. You get a part of the action. You are now involved.
Yes, but not you're getting a chance to get you're not getting all of it. You're getting the chance to be part of something like an organisation.
It's an opportunity.
An opportunity.
A chance to do something.
A chance to do something. Let's think of an example where we could use that.
Well, I must admit, way back in 2008, when YouTube got in touch with me and said, "Hello, Duncan, this is YouTube here. We really like your video lessons. Would you like to be a YouTube partner?" And this is when there weren't any YouTube partners, and it was the early days of YouTube partnerships. Not like nowadays, because everyone is now a YouTube partner, everyone on YouTube. But in 2008, so I decided to take a bite of the cherry because it was offered to me. So I became a YouTube partner. So they said, would you like to take a bite of the cherry? And I said, yes, I would. I would really like to have a bite of the cherry. Please give me a chance to prove myself as a worthy YouTube partner.
When life gives you lemons, make lemonade.
I like that because lemons are often seen as sour or bitter, something unpleasant. So when lemons come along, do something
Unpleasant things.
Yes. So yes, I'm trying to. So when lemons come along, you might not want to eat them. However, you can take those lemons and you can squeeze the juice out. You can add a little bit of sugar, and then you can make lemonade. So that thing that seemed unpleasant at first becomes
good and nice. So if something unpleasant comes along, try and turn it round in some way to make it as pleasant as it can be.
Yes. So
not literally lemon. So if something unpleasant happens at work, maybe you can turn that around into something advantageous to yourself.
Yes, we are using it figuratively.
Figuratively.
So you don't actually have lemons in your hand, and you don't have to make lemonade.
No, figurative.
So that's a good one. I like that one. Okay, here's another one, Steve. To cherry pick.
Cherry pick?
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh.
If you cherry pick, you take the best parts of something, don't you?
Or the thing that you feel relates to you the best, or the things that you prefer.
Right, yes.
Would you say?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, so if you cherry pick something, so for example, let's try and think of an example of that, Mr. Duncan. Have you got an example?
Some people might cherry pick the Bible.
Yes.
So they might open their Bible and they will pick all the parts that they want to talk about or to preach about. However, then they will ignore all the other things. So you might be a religious person who chooses parts of the religious text because you think that's the thing that relates to you. However, you ignore everything else. And quite often, sometimes these things might make no sense. So you pick the things that you feel represent your own thoughts or ideas. So you will cherry pick. You will pick the things that you feel that you want to choose or use. Then you will ignore everything else.
Yes, it could be an article that's written somewhere, or a book, as Mr. Duncan's described, and you might be describing that, paraphrasing it, but you're only picking out the bits that you like the sound of, and conveniently forgetting or ignoring the parts that don't fit your argument or that you don't like. Somebody might accuse you of cherry picking.
So because you're not highlighting everything, you're not being even.
Yes.
You're not highlighting all of the other things. You just choose the things that you feel represent what you want to express, and then you ignore everything else. So a person might be accused of cherry picking. They only pick the things that they want to express, and they ignore all the other stuff.
Here's a good one from Pat Chu. Cool as a cucumber.
Me.
Of course, cucumbers aren't technically fruits. Well, maybe they are. Are they fruits or vegetables?
Cucumbers are vegetables.
Yes, you've got to be careful with that, because some things which you think of are vegetables are in fact fruits, and vice versa. But let's go with cool as a cucumber, because cucumbers, if you cut them up, they're quite cooling, aren't they? If you put them on your eyes or on your face, the water evaporates and they're cooling. So if you say someone's cool as a cucumber, it means they're unruffled. They don't get upset easily.
I used to think that milk was a vegetable.
Yeah, so if you say if something stressful is happening and a particular person is staying very calm and unruffled, then you might describe them as being cool as a cucumber or cool under pressure.
Your mum...
They stay emotionally level.
Your mother thinks that I am as cool as a cucumber.
Yes, it doesn't mean cool as in hip and trendy.
No.
It means cool as in emotionally temperament.
Yes. So I am often cool as a cucumber. So when things go wrong, I'm very good at keeping my cool.
I wouldn't have said that, Mr. Duncan.
Steve is the opposite. Steve is not as cool as a cucumber. He's as hot as a chili pepper. Yeah, that's good. I just made that up.
No, I think that's an actual phrase.
Oh, okay then. So,
Cherry pick, yes. Cherry pick is usually a negative phrase, isn't it?
yes, we often criticise a person for cherry picking, even in politics. So a person might criticise another political point of view. So they will only choose certain things that will make their argument stronger. However, they will then ignore everything else. So they cherry pick. So quite often, if you accuse a person of cherry picking, it means that you are criticising them for only choosing certain parts of the thing to make their argument or to prove their point. So yes, cucumbers. So cucumbers I think they are vegetables. I'm going with vegetables. I used to think that milk was a vegetable. Because when I was a kid, I was a bit stupid.
Yes, Sweetness says they are cold-blooded.
Okay.
Yes, well, and cold-blooded, you wouldn't. That's not a phrase you would use to describe somebody. Well, you could do, but in this context, it means that they emotionally don't get upset. It's actually a positive phrase.
That's it.
Cool as a cucumber. You wouldn't say cool as a cucumber as a negative phrase.
Never.
It's always going to be a positive thing that you can control your emotions and not get upset in difficult situations.
I like the way Steve always disappears. Have you noticed? He slowly disappears during the live stream.
If you say somebody's cold-blooded, it means you're describing them as being emotionally cold.
Yes.
And not very nice. That would be negative. So this is a different thing altogether.
Yes.
Cool as a cucumber is a positive thing.
Cold-blooded person might be a sociopath or a psychopath.
Somebody who's, yes, it doesn't mean cool as a cucumber doesn't mean unemotional. It just means that you stay calm under pressure.
That's it. So if something goes wrong, you know how to handle it.
So it's positive. Whereas somebody, if you describe them as, well, they're a bit cold-blooded, it means that they don't have any empathy or sympathy.
That's it.
For situations or people.
Anyway. Oh, Steve. Now this is one for Steve. This one is just for you.
I don't know what you're talking about, Mr. Duncan.
To speak with a plum in your mouth.
If you speak with a plum in your mouth, it literally sounds like you've got something stuck in the back of your throat.
What?
And you're speaking this very posh, sort of aristocratic manner that is associated with the royal family and aristocratic people in the UK, in the United Kingdom. But it sounds like you've got something stuck in the back of your throat.
It sounds like you got
a plum.
It sounds like you got something stuck somewhere else.
If you say someone is very plummy, it means that they talk like this. I hope I've explained that, Mr. Duncan.
I'm very sorry about that. If YouTube is watching, I apologise. Please don't take my partnership away.
It just means posh. If you say someone's plummy, it means that you're posh.
Well, it's the sound of their voice.
It's the sound of their voice. It sounds like that, Mr. Duncan. Yeah. Well.
Don't do that again.
What are we talking about today, Mr. Duncan? Idioms to do with fruit.
I can't wait to see the subtitles for that.
Oh, dear. Oh.
What?
Oh, nothing. I thought I saw something there.
So if you speak with a plum in your mouth, it means you sound very posh. You sound very upper class, the way you pronounce your words. So when Steve was at school, everyone used to make fun of Steve's voice.
They did.
Because they said he spoke as if he had a plum in his mouth.
Well, because what happens is when you grow up in a particular area, then you develop the local accent of wherever you live.
Yes.
But my father's job meant that we had to move house into different areas quite often. So I was sort of brought up in where there is a neutral accent, I would say, in the UK, in London, but a fairly neutral accent. But then we moved into an area of the UK where the accent was a very strong sort of countrified accent.
Countrified. There is no such word, by the way, as countrified.
Yes, like a country accent,
Yes.
the sort of accent that sort of farmers might have.
Oh my God.
But well, that's it. So I would speak. Well, I used to speak when I was young. If you heard recordings of me, I sort of spoke like that. Really, hello, Mr. Duncan.
And
Everything
also,
all right?
also because your family was a bunch of snoots.
Well, they did have very clear-cut accents.
Because your father used to speak very posh.
Well, people used to speak
Oh.
properly in when they were brought up in the 30s and 40s. People used to speak, and of course we moved then into the country where they sort of spoke like that. Hello, hello, they sort of spoke like that, and so they thought I was very posh.
Okay, Steve,
And I used to get ridiculed at school.
I'm watching my view account, and it's just going down.
Well, I'll go then. So I used to be called a posh, a snob,
Yeah.
because they thought that because of my accent, I was not like them. You know what it's like if you move to a different area, people take the mickey out of your accent.
Okay, Steve. I think that was almost longer than it took me to eat that banana.
I'm going to go, Mr. Duncan.
Oh, you're going now?
Yes.
Because you said you were only staying for half an hour.
And I've stayed for an
hour.
Yes. Well, I'm going to go because, one, I'm hungry, and two, my voice is going a bit
Yes.
hoarse.
Well, it's you. You did say only half an hour. You said half an hour, and he stayed here for an hour.
Because I love you all so much.
Is that the reason?
Yes. I do
Okay.
enjoy my time on the live stream.
I think it's just because Steve likes to be near me.
Yes, dialect, accent. You know what it's like when you move to a new... I was like the only person in the school with a different accent to everybody else. And immediately people will always ridicule you, take the mickey out of you for whatever. If I'd been brought up in the country and then moved to London,
Yes.
I'd have been called different names
Yes.
again. But
I don't know what, though.
wasn't the only name I was called.
There were many names you were called at school.
Right, I'm going, Mr. Duncan, because you know what's coming in when you finish this live stream.
Yes, we're going to have a tea cake, a cup of tea, and also watch Columbo.
Yes, settle down and watch an old American cop show,
Cop show.
detective show.
Yes, a lot of people do know who Columbo is. Columbo is very popular around the world. I love Columbo. So it has become a part of our Sunday afternoon ritual. After finishing the live stream, we will have a cup of tea, a tea cake, and we will watch some Columbo.
Oh, look, there's a good one. Look, a second bite at the cherry.
Yes. Well, that means you get another opportunity.
Another opportunity to do something you might have failed
Yes.
the first time, and
Yeah.
then someone gives you the opportunity to have another go at something.
That's it.
It could be a job.
So you get a second bite of the cherry.
Yes. Right. Ta-ta, everyone, and see you next week. Bye.
As far as we know, because Steve's mum is coming next weekend to visit us on Saturday. So Steve's mother is actually here next Saturday, not Sunday, but next Saturday. Steve's mother is going to visit with his sister. They're coming to see us. Isn't that lovely? So we're looking forward to that. Thank you, Steve. We will be going soon. We are going in a little while. However, we have some idioms still to mention. For example, here's another one. I heard it through the grapevine. Oh. Dun, 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 dun. That was a song of the same name. I heard it through the grapevine. If you hear something through the grapevine, it means you hear something from another person. You hear it as something that might be described as gossip. So people are talking to each other and you hear a rumour. You hear something from another person. You might say, I heard it through the grapevine. I heard it through chatter. I heard it through people talking with each other. Something that I picked up in a conversation that I heard from another person. I heard it through the grapevine. And also a classic song as well. I think it was Marvin Gaye. Was it Marvin Gaye? I heard it through the grapevine. Everything is peaches and cream. Here's another one to do with fruit. Everything is peaches and cream. If everything is peaches and cream, it means everything is super. Everything is great, perfect, wonderful. Everything is going well. My life is peaches and cream. Everything is going okay. So, yes, I like that expression very much. That's a good one. I like that one. Another one, another fruit idiom. It's all gone pear-shaped. If something goes pear-shaped, it means it goes wrong. Something goes wrong. Something doesn't go the way you planned. It goes pear-shaped. The thing has gone pear-shaped. Something you are planning to do has gone wrong. You can say that everything has gone pear-shaped. Also, here's another one. This is the final one, by the way, the last fruit idiom for today. To tip over the apple cart. If you tip over the apple cart, it means you cause a disruption. You cause something that causes chaos. You do something that creates a bad situation. Or maybe you disappoint someone by saying something. You cause upset. You cause anger. You upset the apple cart. You make something become serious. You cause chaos. You create a difficult situation. You tip over the apple cart. You say something or you do something that causes a big problem or maybe many problems. You tip over the apple cart. You say something that makes the people around you angry and upset. Thank you very much for your company today, by the way. Cecilia, Alina, Sweetness, it's nice to see so many people here today. To go pear-shaped means to go wrong. Something goes badly wrong. It goes badly. I will be back with you on when? When will I be back? I will be back with you on Sunday, Wednesday, Friday. So the next time you will see me is Wednesday. Wednesday at 2 p.m. UK time. And of course, don't forget to check out my new website. Yes, it is now up and running. My new website, all of my lessons, all of my playlists. You can check everything out on my website. And don't forget, this is also available on your mobile phones as well. So you can look at my website on your mobile phone or on your computer. Lots of lessons, lots of information, and next week I will be adding some more things to my website. So please look out for that. That's almost time. It's almost time for me to go. We don't have time to talk about friendship today. However, we will talk about it on Wednesday. Friendship, words, phrases to do with being friends. Do you have many friends? That is the subject, the topic we will talk about on Wednesday. Thank you for the interesting and useful live stream. You are very welcome. Patchu. To pop one's cherry. Oh, you are very naughty. If you pop your cherry, it means you do something for the first time. You pop your cherry. However, it also has a slightly more suggestive meaning as well. If you pop your cherry, it means you do something for the first time. You pop your cherry. However, it also has another slightly ruder meaning. It really does. Amit says, what is the meaning of give a fig? If you don't give a fig, it means you don't care. I couldn't give a fig about Mr. Duncan's English lessons. I don't like them. I don't want to watch them. I couldn't give a fig about them. So it is a polite way of saying something else. So the word fig is actually replacing another word, which is much ruder. Quite often in English we will do that. We will replace one word with another to make it more polite and not so rude. So yes, to not give a fig means you don't care. You don't care. You are not worried about it. You don't want to talk about it. You don't want to think about it. You couldn't give a fig. Thank you very much for your lovely company today. It's been a very long one. 1 hour and 50 minutes. A big one today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you, Eleanor. Thank you very much to everyone who has got involved today. I always worry that I miss something out when I do my live streams. By the way, if you want to send a donation, you can as well. Because everything I do here, I do for free. So you don't pay anything for this. It is free. But if you want to make a donation, there is the address right now on the screen. You can send a donation to that address to help my work continue forever and ever and ever. That is almost it. Thank you, Helena. Thank you, Lewis. Thank you, Mog. Nice to see you here again today. Eleanor, Natius, also Cecilia, Berlim, Amit, Guadalupe, and also Hailey Kwang. Thank you very much for your company today, even though the weather was bad. I will see you on Wednesday, 2 p.m. UK time. Don't forget the time, and don't forget to check the time difference in your country. And of course, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Wherever you are watching, have a great week. Stay safe, stay happy, and you know what's coming next. I'm going to watch Columbo now and have a tea cake and a cup of tea. Ta-ta for now.